Good morning. Sounds is coming to you from overseas this week, and it's London Calling here at the Clash. The Clash and London Calling. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, I'm Donnie Sutherland. Welcome to Sounds this week, 3 hours coming to you from London. Beautiful city, the weather's gorgeous, we're in the middle of their summer, and we've got some great people to talk to. You'll see a lot of scenery too. We'll take you on a sort of tourist guide around the place. We'll run into Ricky May throughout the 3 hours. He's working in the London room at the moment. We'll also talk to Spandau Ballet, ABC, the Fixx, Madness are going to help us out. They're taking us from place to place, about an hour and a half away, so stick around for them. We'll play all their music. It's going to be a lot of fun. From London, coming to you in Australia, Sounds. Let's have a look at ABC and the Poison Arrow.
Hello, my name's Martin Fry from ABC. You're watching Sounds with Donnie Sutherland.
Michael Wolf, and we're getting a little hungry. We're trying to get to the next location. There's a rail and a tube strike on in London at this very time, and it's not that easy to get around. Have a look at this song, Rick Springfield, Don't Talk to Strangers. We'll move on to the next place. Welcome back to Sounds as we come to you from London. What surprises me about London is the fact that you've got all these millions of people living in this wonderful city, but you've also got a heap of parks and a heap of statues. That one in back of me is the Duke of Wellington Memorial Wing Victory. We'll have a look at some more. Madness will show us some of the big and established landmarks here in London a little later in the show. Let's have a look now at Hit It. This is the brand new single for The Beat. Sound of the Beat and Hit It. We're doing Sounds from London this week, which is pretty obvious. As you can see, we're standing right beside the Thames. Here come a good bunch of guys, Spandau Ballet, and this is Instinction. Stealing into rhythm. Spandau Ballet, Instinction. We're just across the road from Buckingham Palace in a lovely park here. I'm trying to pick a winner, but I backed P. Cook a couple of times over here. Found out it wasn't the Australian P. Cook, so I'm not doing the best. We'll have a look at, and I'll stay here for a while, I think. Have a look at Cold Chisel, Forever Now. Very shortly we'll get across the road, get back into the traffic, and have a look at Buckingham Palace. Cold Chisel. Cold Chisel, a great group. That's one of the Aussie bands that should be over here after having a look around, I tell you. There's a lady coming around to charge us for hiring of this chair, so I'm going to get the heck out of here. Buckingham Palace over there. We'll be back very shortly. Rupert Hine and the setup. Now, Rupert produced your records for the Fixx.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And you had a drummer appear in that clip apparently.
Yeah, he's got the ideal face for that, the plot of the film. So
doing
he
the
was,
spy trick.
Yeah, so he was picked. Looks good in it, by the way.
This is unfortunate that it's raining in the middle of summer, but that's the way it was dry only, what, minutes ago.
Yeah.
What about a Rolls Royce, mate?
Yeah, that's
royalties doing all right?
Yeah, we'll have to wait a few years for those, I think.
A couple more records.
Just a couple more years, yeah.
Let's have a look now at the one that's a hit in Australia,
yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Stand or Fall, the Fixx. Nice to meet you, Si. The Fixx were portrait,
Yeah.
weren't they? So can you explain why the name changed?
Yeah, the name changed because 50% of the writing was done by the other guitarist who was in Portraits at the time. When he left, it left a big gap in the writing, which I took over.
How many records had you had out as portraits?
3, I believe. No, 2. The third one we don't talk about.
Now, we read that your sister was married to the drummer, or is.
Yes.
Is that still a happy marriage?
Well, let's say it's on the reef.
It's on the rocks.
On the rocks, oh yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what went wrong in your life. I don't know what went wrong.
101 Records, you had a single out as the Fixx.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your label?
No, that was a label owned by a manager of ours, who was called Frank Sanson, and he had a distribution deal with Polydor Records. So we recorded Lost Plains as the Portraits, but released it as the Fixx.
Oh.
Because Jamie had just joined before the name had changed, so it was all... And there was a bit of time lapsed in between, so they released the single and it bombed, but got a lot of airplay, and it was good for us because it was the first chance to work with Rupert Hine, the producer.
Right.
So we worked away 2 years before doing the album with him, so we knew how he worked.
Yeah.
And so in writing the material for the numbers for the album, we could get it a lot more sorted out. The arrangements were more together.
Right.
Time came to record, so it was a lot easier.
How did you meet Rupert?
We sent out a tape into the dark, you know, like we were looking for producers, and I'd been interested in Rupert's work in Quantum Jump, which is a few years ago, but I still thought the separation that he had was really good.
Right.
And so we sent him a tape and he came back to us and it sort of started from there.
Apparently we've read that you write the songs from conversations you pick up.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example, a prime example?
Well, you know, like the English language is full of general phrases like some people, for instance, that's an example on the album. People saying some people do this, some people do that.
Is there one on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know exactly what the person means, though they haven't said more than 3 words, so it's like little proverbs and catchphrases and things like that. So it would be a bit cliche to use a stitch in time saves 9, but there's a lot more of them around that are less known but still used as much.
So you actually take the song...
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's not a
build on.
general rule, but quite often you hear people talking and they're not actually saying things to each other, they're just saying, oh yeah, some people, and they know exactly what they mean, but they're not using sort of direct conversation. Though.
We've got to find this one out too before we have a look at it. It was written well before the Falklands, had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, nothing to do with it at all. We were quite... The video, there's some clips that are in the video of guys walking along sort of cliffs in army uniform.
That looked like
and it looked just like the Falklands, I couldn't believe it.
A lot of the disc jockeys back home are saying this was written for the Falklands.
Yeah, I know, it was recorded, it started recording it before Christmas, so the song was written before Christmas.
Let's have a look at it now, eh? And
Sure.
thank you for talking to us. Cy Curnin from the Fixx, and good luck. See you in
pleasure.
Australia shortly.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Sounds. Look who I bumped into in the London room in London. Ricky May.
I just had the suit
I
press.
tell you what, you've got about 10 minutes to get on, so we'll make it real quick. Are there many of these type of venues in London?
This is now probably the last
Of the
of the supper club rooms. There are lots of nightclubs in London. Most of them are of the clip variety, whereby they're looking for some drunken down under carrying plenty of Aussie or New Zealand dollars and say, pal, we've got the greatest show, just walk straight in here. There's 400 girls and it's all sweet, and they sit down, the beer costs £40. And by the time they have argued, they've paid 100 quid and they said, I'll never go out again. But this place, outside of the talk of the town, which is just closed, which is a shame, the London room is the last of the supper clubs in London.
It's a good room too. I saw you work last night. Will you say hello to all your friends down under? The Kiwis out at Bondi and all that, and we'll throw to a song here.
I can hear the surf now. What sort of song are you going to throw?
What About Me? You know, Moving Pictures. You want to do just a little bridge into it?
Yeah. What about me? I didn't. Look, I gotta go.
Ricky May. Here they are. Moving Pictures.
See you, Bass.
There's another fellow that we met in the London room. He, in fact, did the show before Ricky. Is Lance Ellington.
Hi, nice to meet
Very
you.
famous
Hi.
name, Lance. Is that a hindrance or does it help?
Sometimes it's been good. I mean, my father's always encouraged me in the business.
Right.
But sometimes it's not been so good because people expect me to live up to my father's name. But
I thought you did, actually. I've heard you.
well, that's very
Great.
nice. Thank you. No, I try, you know, but sometimes people, if they see you with your father or involved with your father, they think you're there just because of his name. But I've been trying in the last couple of years to try and make a name for myself.
What about records? Have you ever had one?
Not yet, but I'm working on it very soon. I hope to.
When can we look forward to a record?
I hope within the next